Howdy y'all, Shelker here again for the second part of our video series. Today we're going to be talking about power distribution boxes. I've got a couple of distribution boxes here to show you what different configurations you may have. This first one we're looking at, this is a Lex 200 amp box. It's a cam in, so you've got your female cams on this side. Well, that will come in and tie into the box. You've got your ground, neutral, and your 3 hots. On each side, you'll have 6 50 amp twists. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. On this particular box, your breakers will be on the inside. So you open these latches, and you'll have 650 amp breakers that go to each one accordingly. Sometimes you'll have some issues on Playa where these are actually tripping for no reason. You can connect power and it just trips immediately. A good thing to do is get some air in here, blow out. A lot of times we'll get some dust on the contacts, which does a false trip on the breakers. The advantage to this box, which is nice, is that it's tiny. It can be pretty much moved anywhere, but you'll see as we go into our 600 amp box, this is kind of old school. They have much better boxes out now. This only can cam in. It does not have a pass-through, so cam feeders come into here, and that's it. It's a dead-headed right to the generator. You won't have anything where you can daisy chain another box to it. So this is a 200 amps Lex box. This is our Generator World 600 amp box. This box features 12 50 amp outputs. It has cam in, and it also has a pass-through, so you can daisy chain boxes together. It also has 12 accessory plugs, so that's pretty nice. If you need to plug in anything next to the distro box, you'll be able to plug in, and each one is individually breakered with 20 amp circuits. Another feature to this box is that it has the light built in, so at night you'll be able to see if you're working and trying to plug things in. And a really nice feature on this box is that this was designed for Playa, so you'll know as you plug in your leg 1, leg 2, and leg 3 or 3 hots, it tells you immediately that you do have power on each one, and then when you go to the digital screen, it'll show you exactly what your voltage is. So right now, this machine's running at 123 on each leg, all the way across. Another feature to this box is that it has individual outputs all the way up to 12, so 12 50 amp breakers for each one of the outputs. And then it also has a master breaker, Schneider 600 amp master breaker that goes along with it. Also has that courtesy LED lights that go up top on both sides. So one thing you have to watch out for on Playa, number 1, dust getting inside your actual contacts in here, which will cause a false trip on your breakers. Sometimes it's nice to get air and blow in here, get any of the dust that might get stuck inside the contacts. Good thing is our daisy chain side is covered, so you don't really have to worry about getting too much Playa inside of there. And then these outputs, these 50 amp outputs, are what typically go to what your spider boxes could be. So if you had a 50 amp spider box, you would tie in what we call a California Twist 6.4 cable that would plug in right here, and that would go out to your spider box. Or you could do one of these 50 amp outputs directly for a 50 amp RV, which would go to a 50 amp splitter. You also have the option of being able to split one of these 50s into 2 30 amp cords for an RV as well, and we'll show you those cords here in just a second. Okay, so we'll go ahead and show you how we would do our first connection. So say we were going to hook up an RV. This is our California Twist 50 amp cable. You'll see on the inside there's 2 bent wings and then 1 straight. So you'll just line it up accordingly on the receiver right there. Give it a little wiggle, and then usually a quarter turn twist, and now we're locked in. One thing to be careful of is when you're putting this in, to not push down. Give it a nice tug. Make sure it's nice and tight, and you're off to the races. Your other end, right here, this is what we can go to a spider box, or we go to what we call an RV splitter. So say you had a 50 amp RV, we would attach this cable right here. It's our California twist, and we can plug our 50 amp RV directly right into there. And we grew off right there. Say you wanted to split that and run two 30 amp RVs, we would add a second connector, like so. Has the 50 amp on this side, which will plug in on this side, and that'll allow you to have two 30 amp RVs to be able to plug right in. Another thing you could look for is, say you have more than one distro box that you're going to be connecting to. So you've got a pretty big camp, and you're going to run, say, 3 600 amp or 4 600 amp distro boxes, and they'll be spidered across, say, like a 300, 400 foot by 400 foot plot. In that case, what you want to do is your Cam-Loks coming from the generator, you want to split them. So we've got two options for you. For the bigger camps, you would run something like this. This is a 2400 amp splitter panel. So you've got two inputs and you've got 6 outputs. So 6 individual home runs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This box is considered what you call an I-line panel. It's designed for playa, and then it has associated fans and LED lights that go around it so you can check everything at nighttime. Now say you had a little bit of a smaller camp and you needed to break off into something a little bit smaller. This one right here has 4 outputs. So you've got your 2 inputs and then your 4 individual outputs. And it goes from left to right. So again, it's, your green is always your ground, your white is your neutral, black, red, and blue are your 3 hots. Those are your 3 hots. This one too was designed for playa. It's got the LED lights inside of it, weather pack seals, and fans on the backside to get your flow inside of them. I like running these for bigger camps instead of running hard tees. Makes it a lot easier to run distro, nice, clean, and you have power protected with fans. So that's it's a good choice over doing hard tees or other configurations. So just to kind of recap on what we started with the 200 amp distro box. The 200 amp distro box has a cam in. This one does not cam out, so you can't daisy chain these guys together. They also don't have the LED displays and or the LED lights to check things at nighttime. Breakers are always on top underneath this main lid, so that's where you're going to check for your breakers. This is something that we used prior, kind of old school. Now we start to run the newer school boxes like this. These are more playa design. These are the 600 amp distro boxes. These are great because they've got 12 50 amp outputs. So you have your 12 individual Edison normal house plugs with 20 amp breakers. This box does have pass-through as well, so you can cam in and you can also daisy chain to another box if you'd like, cam out. And a great feature of this box as well is that it tells you if you have any kind of problems with the wiring. So as long as your wiring's hooked up, you should see lights up on all 3 of these, and the digital display, they'll tell you exactly what your voltage is on every leg, so you can see if your loads are balanced, things along those lines. And again, 50 amp breakers all the way across, or each one goes 12 on the other side, and then your master breaker, which is a 600 amp. Then if you're teeing off from your generator and need to do several home runs, meaning you need to have a few distro boxes laid out across your camp, these style I-line panels are excellent. Again, we have our big boy right here. This one's 2400 amps. It's got 6 outputs and 2 inputs. And then we have our smaller one right here, which is our 1200 amp. And this one has 4 outputs with 2 inputs as well. On our next episode, we will be showing how to connect the spider boxes to our 6.4 cables and how to connect our 50 amp and 30 amp RVs to the 6.4 cables as well.